Tomas Haake isn't just a drummer, he's a nightmare for anyone trying to match his speed and precision. From the first blast beat to the most intricate polyrhythms, he hits every note like a machine. Metal drummers worldwide watch his performances, mouths slightly open, fearing the impossible consistency of his timing. What makes it worse is how natural it looks. Haake makes chaos appear effortless. Bands practice for weeks on a song, yet when Haake plays, he sets a new standard that feels untouchable. The fear isn't just skill. It's the idea that one person can redefine what's possible on drums, leaving everyone else scrambling to catch up. Most drummers play in 4/4, maybe experiment with 3/4 or 6/8. Haake, he thrives in a world where two rhythms exist simultaneously, and somehow they feel perfectly natural. His drumming on Meshuggah songs often involves layering rhythms that twist and turn like a labyrinth. For a metal drummer, it's terrifying, the kind of challenge that makes you question if you've even learned rhythm at all. When Haake plays, it's not just speed, it's complexity, and it comes without any hesitation. Musicians attempting to emulate him often fail, not because they lack skill, but because they can't think in the multi-dimensional way Haake does. Tomas Haake doesn't tire. Watching him on stage is like seeing a machine powered by endless energy. Hours of high-intensity polyrhythms, breakneck speeds, and pounding cymbals. And he never seems to slow down. For other drummers, this is terrifying. You train for years, push your stamina, and then Haake comes along and makes you feel like your best efforts are simply not enough. Even the strongest metal drummers leave his performances inspired but also a little shaken. The endurance is a reminder. In Haake's world, human limits are just a suggestion. Meshuggah is infamous for using time signatures most says. Drummers can't even count in their head. Haake takes it further, making 17/16, 23/16 or shifting meters feel completely natural. For an aspiring metal drummer, it's terrifying. How can someone make such a complex framework feel so musical? The fear isn't just in learning it. It's in knowing that once you understand it, you still can't replicate the feel or the groove. Tomas Haake doesn't just play the math, he plays the soul of it. That combination is a weapon in itself. What separates Haake from many technical drummers isn't only the big fills or blast beats. It's the tiny, almost invisible ghost notes. These subtle hits sit in the background, adding depth and a layer of unease. You listen to Meshuggah and realize there's more happening than you can consciously follow. Drummers trying to copy him often miss these, and that's when the terror sets in. Haake makes drumming a haunted architecture, loud, heavy, and technical on the surface, but full of hidden details that most musicians can't even hear on first listen. Haake doesn't just drum. He locks in with Meshuggah's guitars in a way that makes everything feel like one living organism. Each riff, each chug, each odd meter is mirrored or accentuated by his drumming. This terrifying synergy is what makes Meshuggah's music feel unstoppable. For drummers, trying to match that level of synchronization feels like chasing a ghost. It's not about keeping time anymore. It's about becoming part of a machine that seems to have a mind of its own. In the studio, Haake's reputation precedes him. Musicians who have worked with him describe a man who demands precision but does it without arrogance. The terrifying part? You know that if your timing or feel is slightly off, he will notice immediately. He's merciless with mistakes, not because he enjoys it, but because excellence is non-negotiable. For a drummer, this can be both inspiring and frightening. Working with Haake is like standing in front of a mirror that reflects every imperfection and forces you to fix it. Tomas Haake's style has terrified, inspired, and changed countless drummers. His influence is global. Every metal drummer now faces the unspoken pressure. Can I play like Haake? It's terrifying because the answer is usually no. And even for those who admire him, the fear persists. The fear that their playing will always be measured against a man who seems untouchable. Haake isn't just a drummer. He's a benchmark, a reminder that the bar is higher than most dare to imagine. Seeing Haake live is both exhilarating and intimidating. His control, stamina, and rhythmic creativity make watching him feel like witnessing a force of nature. Drummers in the audience can see exactly what they would have to do to match him, and it's terrifying. The speed, the precision, the subtle details all come together seamlessly, leaving most drummers awestruck. It's the kind of performance that makes you question everything you thought you knew about playing drums. Haake isn't just about complexity. Sometimes he plays with a minimal approach, making tiny changes in rhythm that completely alter the feel of a song. It's terrifying because it shows mastery on another level. Not every drummer can overwhelm with speed or fills. Haake can terrify you with simplicity, making every single hit count. That's the genius, the control over both extremes. Drumming like Haake isn't only physical, it's mental. He thinks several measures ahead, anticipating shifts, accents, and polyrhythms before they happen. For drummers trying to emulate him, this is the scariest part. Haake isn't just playing notes, he's thinking in patterns that feel almost alien. The terror comes from knowing that matching his technical skill is impossible without also matching his mindset. And that's a much harder task. Tomas Haake's drumming forces musicians out of their comfort zones. You can't rely on habits or repetition. Every song challenges perception of rhythm, timing, and coordination. The fear is constant. If you stop thinking, you fail. Haake's playing forces drummers to rewire their brain, and that's terrifying. The idea that a single drummer could push an entire generation into uncomfortable, almost unnatural ways of thinking about music. Many technical drummers sound mechanical, but Haake never does. Despite the polyrhythms, odd meters, and extreme precision, his playing feels alive. That's terrifying because it sets a standard few can reach, to be technically insane, but emotionally compelling at the same time. It's the kind of perfection that haunts drummers in practice rooms, pushing them to chase a level they can't realistically attain. Haake terrifies because he's not content with repeating himself. Every Meshuggah album explores new rhythmic territory. Drummers trying to keep up know that mastering one song isn't enough. He'll invent something new that redefines the rules. This constant evolution keeps metal drummers on edge, afraid of being left behind while the bar continues to rise. Tomas Haake isn't just a drummer. He's a symbol of what human skill and creativity can achieve. The terror he inspires isn't just fear of his speed or technical ability. It's the fear that you might never reach that level of mastery. For drummers worldwide, Haake is a benchmark, a challenge, and sometimes an impossible shadow to chase. And maybe that's the most terrifying thing of all, knowing that one man can redefine what's possible on drums and leave the rest of us scrambling to keep up.